So I was like, are you ready? And Baba looked at me, he was like, I'm ready, are you ready? I was like, I'm ready. Jaldbazi kya hai? Baba's around forever. He's going to be around forever. And I was lonely Mowgli again. I was a weird kid, man, when I was growing up. And I think that's because my parents kept me away. Not from anything in specific, just everything in general, like conventions, societal norms, saturated food, friends, people, a normal education, just everything. And at first, I did have friends. I had friends, and I lived in a regular community with people that went to regular schools with regular boards like CBSE, IGCSE, and all of that. And I, on the other hand, went to a school which taught the Rudolf Steiner education system. Basically, while my friends were studying geography, maths, history, I was learning how to climb trees and pluck jamun from the tree I have just climbed. So obviously, like, my friends, they started to realize that I was a little different from them. And they didn't like me very much. And Baba caught on to that. He saw that, so he bought a house in Mud Island. And he moved us away from people and the city. And I loved it for a little while because I lived in the jungle, you know. And I was Mowgli in the jungle. And I swam in lakes. I took naps on the branches of trees. And I broke the windows of abandoned house with my football. And I proclaimed the land to be my kingdom, you know. But then I got bored because I would share those adventures with Baba, who was my best friend. But he was a busy man. He was filming all the time. And when he was not there, I would have nobody to talk to. So I thought, there's nothing I can do. I have only one option. I need to take this issue up with God. And I need to tell God that I'm lonely. So one day, after his night shoot, Baba came back. And I was like, Baba, I want to pray. I want to talk to God. I want to meet God. Where is he? So Baba was like, okay, we'll go meet God. Baba got the car ready the next day. And he put me in the car. And we left for Igatpuri. 2 hours from my house. We reached Igatpuri, Baba's farmhouse. He took me to the stream next to the house. And he told me, wear your swimming trunks, which I always carried with me when I traveled in case there was ever an opportunity to swim. And he said, wear them. So I wore them and I was ready because I was going to go meet God. So I was like, are you ready? And Baba looked at me, he was like, I'm ready. Are you ready? I was like, I'm ready. And then he laid me on the water with my back on the water. So I was floating with my back and he let me go. And as soon as the river started to take me, I hesitated. I splashed around and I tried to regain control, right? Baba pulled me off the water. He said, exercise over, we try again tomorrow. For 9 days straight, this man has put me on the water, with my back on the water. He's let me go. And for 9 days straight, I've hesitated. I've splashed around, tried to regain control. And every day we try again. But on the 10th day, I was bored. I had lost all interest in meeting God. I just wanted to go back to my kingdom. So I was like, what the hell? And on the 10th day, I didn't hesitate. I didn't try to regain control. And I allowed the river to take me. Baba watched me float away. And as soon as, I think a rock was about to hit my head, he lifted me off the water and he said, today you have prayed. Today you surrendered. Today you met God. I was 10 years old. I just looked at him like, what the what is wrong? You stupid individual, you're wasting my time. Then I turned 16 and, I went back to the city and I moved into a private school. And for the first time in my life, I experienced the social perks of being a movie star's son. Because everybody wanted to be my friend suddenly. I never had friends. Suddenly everyone wanted to be my friend. And these friends that I had longed for so long, they had these expectations of me, like of who I was and how I lived. And I did not want to let them down, no matter what. I couldn't let these new friends down. So, and I was not like them. I was Mowgli, you know. I couldn't relate, but I didn't care. I was ready to make changes. So I started buying expensive clothes and I started riding around in Baba's big fuck off SUV, and I started partying relentlessly, and I started hanging out with models. I was getting invited by all the nightclubs, and I was charging for appearances just to fund my lifestyle, and I loved it. I loved it so much. Oh my God. And Baba and I, in this time, we became a little distant. We stopped hanging out. And every time he would come to me and he would tell me, like, he would make an attempt to bond, I would dismiss him. Because fulfilling these hopes that my friends had of me, I felt validated. You know, I felt like I was doing a good job at being myself. And Baba, somehow he caught on to the desire that I want to be an actor. So he'd come to me, and when he'd miss me too much, he'd just, with the sweetest smile on his face, he'd be like, Babil, come, we'll practice a scene. We'll break the scene down and you do the scene with me. And I would shrug him off, and then in desperation, he'd be like, Bhenchod, puri duniya mujhse acting seekhna chahti ho tum. And I'd be like, it's okay, we'll do it tomorrow. Kal karenge. And what's the hurry? You know what I mean? Like, jaldbazi kya hai? Baba's around forever. He's going to be around forever. Baba's going to be around forever. So then life decided that it had different plans. Life decided that it was time for Baba to move on from this world. And then Baba, my bestest friend, my soulmate, the only friend that I never had to change myself to fit in with, disappeared forever from my life. When that happened, a strange indifference settled within me, you know. The same, and I was being all these things for my friends, and the same pretension that I loved so much exhausted me now. I couldn't find the will to, you know, satiate within these friends the idea of me. So this lifestyle that I had created, it dissolved, and my friends, after offering me some sympathy for my loss, they stopped hanging out. And I was lonely Mowgli again. Back when Baba used to go filming, and I didn't have anybody to talk to. Man, everything just seemed like it was spiraling out of my control, you know. And at the absolute breaking point of my spirit, I went back to the place where Baba and I had once come to find God. And I went to the riverbank, and I sat at the riverbank, and the sun had just settled, so the sky was violet. My feet were dipped into the water, and I said, Baba, I can't find the ground beneath my feet. And at that time, I heard a voice in my head. Baba's voice and Baba's words on the 10th day of our exercise. And he said, today you surrendered. Today you surrendered. And so my heart loosened its grip. And after all these years, now sitting at that river bank again, finally I understood what Baba was trying to teach me that day. And so I allowed the river to take me. Thank you.